Good morning, everybody. I'm Dani. Welcome to Shape Your Buddha. So today we're going to start seated. So find a nice, comfortable seated position, wherever that is. I'm doing cross-legged. You can do hero's pose, wherever. If you need to sit on anything, take a moment, find what it is you need to sit on, and then just take a second and find a comfortable position. Once you've found that place, take a nice full deep breath in and a long letting go exhalation as you allow your eyes to gently close. Lifting up nice and tall from the base of your spine all the way through the top of the head. Bringing an awareness to how your body's feeling this morning. Seeing if there's anything that you need to make yourself even just 10% more comfortable. Allowing the body to settle again. Just become aware of the breath in the body. Noticing if you are breathing. And noticing where that breath is resting in the body today. Not judging, just noticing. Allowing your thoughts to slow down. Letting go of the morning. Letting go of what's ahead for the day. And draw that awareness back to the breath. This time as you inhale, allow the belly to move away from the spine. And as you exhale, allow that belly to relax towards your spine. As you inhale, think about creating length and space in the spine through the rest of the body. And as you exhale, allowing the body to let go, allowing the mind to let go of anything that it is you don't need to hang on to. With your next breath in, slowly begin to inhale to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Exhale one more time. This time as you inhale, allow the breath to relax and to return to what feels comfortable for you today. Just notice where that is. Very gently allow the eyes to blink open and closed a few times. And then just slowly turning your chin over to the right side and over to the left side. And back to center, and one more time to each side. Just noticing how the neck feels today. Maybe it's feeling a little stiff. If you're meeting last night, you didn't sleep, so your neck is not moving. Then come back to the center. Chin tucks down in towards the chest, and just gently begin to move the chin along the collarbone. As you drop the head down, though, try not to collapse through the spine, creating a rounded back. Lift up nice and tall through the chest, thinking about moving the chest up and the chin down, really lengthening through the back of the neck. Again, just adding that gentle movement in, being kind to yourself, noticing just how that neck feels today. Pause the next time you come across center, lift the head back up, and then drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, lifting up nice and tall, and then try not to drop all the way over to the right. Lifting up, pressing down through the left shoulder. Inhale, back up, and then exhale over to the left side. Dropping down to the right shoulder this time, and then back up to center, and one more time to each side. Dropping the head down, this time adding some movement into the neck, tilting the chin up towards the ceiling and down towards the floor. Up towards the ceiling and down towards the floor. Pausing back at center, bring the head all the way back up and dropping the head over to the left side this time, or the side you didn't just do. And again, noticing and then adding that gentle movement in. Chin goes up, chin goes down. And just noticing the subtle difference from side to side or the extreme difference from side to side. Just noticing. Up, chin down, and then bringing that chin back to center, lifting the head back up to center, and just giving your head a little bit of a shake. The shoulders a little bit of a shake. Bringing some movement into the shoulders as you roll them back, up and down. And then go forward with those shoulders. And then placing the hands on the knees if they aren't already there. Lift up nice and tall through the chest and sending the chest forwards, creating that just a gentle back bend, but don't drop the head back. And then as you exhale, tucking that belly button towards the spine and rounding all the way back. Inhale, sending that chest up and forward, drawing the shoulders back and down. And then exhale, rounding through the spine. So I'll turn sideways so you can see my back. Inhale up, exhale back. Noticing that my head is not moving a ton. Try to keep your head relatively still. There'll be some movement, just don't drop your head back and lean it forward. Just some subtle movement through the spine. And then maybe you can speed that movement up. And if you can switch the breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, really waking up the spine, clearing out that nasal passage, getting rid of all that gunk built up in the back of the throat overnight. Yeah, cute stuff like that. Keep going, nice and strong. Just a few more deep breaths. And then pause up. Take a big deep breath in and then exhale, round back. This time allow the chin to gently tuck in towards the chest. And then find your way back to neutral. Stretch the legs out, bounce into the knees. Lift up nice and tall. And then exhale, find your forward fold for today. So maybe that's legs straight. Maybe it's forehead to shins. But really think about trying to keep that belly and upper thigh connection. So my knees are a little bit bent and my feet are a little bit apart, but really find what feels the best for your back today. Inhale, come up, and then exhale, enter that forward fold one more time. This time when you come into that forward fold, see if you can walk your sit bones back just a little bit. You might even want to take your hands and help those sit bones move straight back. Lift up through the chest and fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Cross the legs the opposite way, and maybe you don't remember what leg was in front, and that's okay, but it's usually the one that feels a little bit more awkward, so just find that. And take your arms out to the side. Sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in as you start to lift the arms up. Exhale, lowering the arms down. And start to connect the breath and the movement. An inhalation moves the arms up, and exhalation takes the arms down. As you breathe and as you move, notice what's going on through the shoulders. Could you drop them down as you lift the arms up? Really think about moving the shoulder blades down towards your hips, reaching out through the fingertips. It might mean that the hands don't come together or don't come up as high. That's okay. We're just working a different motion in the body. Breathing. Keep that nice, strong breath. Just notice how those shoulders are feeling today. And then pause when your arms get to shoulder height after your next exhalation. Then turn your palms out to the side. Just start to make some small circles with the hands. And notice as you start making circles with the arms, notice what is happening with the torso. Try to keep the torso still and keep the movement just in the shoulders. And then see if you can make a little bigger circles. Again, try not to hit your hands down on the floor. And keep going, and maybe you can speed those circles up a bit. And then start to slow them down. And then pause. Shoulder height, press out through the hands. And then go the other way. Draw the shoulders down out of the ears. And then see if you can make bigger circles. And noticing what way felt easier. And again, watching that you're not including your spine and your chest in this movement. Try to keep the movement just in the shoulders. And allow that movement to start to slow down. And then pressing out through the palms. Really press like you're trying to press the walls away from you. A little bit harder, a little bit harder. Don't hold the breath. Take one big deep breath in. Press a little bit more. And exhale. Let it go. Taking your arms, give yourself a nice big hug, and then shake it out a bit. And open up, and then other arm on top, and shake it out. Open up those arms again. Elbows bend this time. Draw the shoulders down, and then stretch your legs out. And then cross them. And then stretch them out, and cross, out, cross, out, cross, out, cross, out, and cross and hold. Now sit up. And then drop your right hand down. Keep the shoulders moving down. Come back up and switch. Up and switch. Switch, 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 switch. Bring both hands up, stretch them up, make nice tight fists, bring the shoulders up into the ears, and exhale, drop them down. Taking the right hand across to the left knee, take a breath in, and as you exhale, just moving into a gentle twist, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the arms. Try not to yank on that knee to reef you over. It's just a really gentle twist, keeping the chin in line with the center line of your chest. Inhale, coming back to center, and then exhale, switching over to the other side. Breathe. And then coming back to center, stretch your legs out, bounce into your knees, and one more time, give yourself a really nice forward fold. So think about sending those sit bones back, bending the knees a little bit, hinging from right in that hip crease, coming forward. Hands can grab the backs of the legs, the backs of the calves, the toes, the outside edges of the feet, wherever it is they feel the best for you today, or maybe it's just resting them down on the floor. Lengthen through the top of the head, and as you exhale, Extend the chest forward, draw the sit bones back, creating a nice straight line from the base of that low back all the way through the top of the head. Shoulders move back and down. Think about drawing those inner thighs towards each other. Don't let them collapse towards each other, but it's just that subtle leg action of drawing them in. Inhale, come back up. And this time, swing the legs behind you. Use your hands to help as you tuck the toes underneath and coming into this comfortable sitting position with those toes tucked. And I use the word comfortable really loosely. You may actually need a blanket or something to put underneath the knees or sit bone just to help with this one. And I can't see you, so if this really does suck for you, you don't have to do it, but I would encourage you to. All right, lift those arms up and then bend the elbows. Bring the elbows in line with the shoulders. Take a breath in here. Draw the palms together, the fingertips together, keeping the palms facing forward. And then as you exhale, the elbows move down and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the arms slightly bent. And then inhale, come back up, fingertips touch. And then as you exhale, just drawing those elbows back, down, and together. Up and back together. Try not to arch your back, allowing that belly to come forward. Keep that belly nice and tucked in, not over clenching, just not allowing that rib flare or pot belly to appear. And then keep going. Draw those shoulders back, up, down, up. 2 more. And down. And then coming up, stretch the arms all the way up and then let them go. And just let them swing back and forth a few times. And take your hands to the tops of your legs and just allow the chin to move along the collarbone from side to side. If full neck rolls are something that's in your regular practice and you feel comfortable with, absolutely. Just don't drop the head back and allow that compression to enter that neck, keeping a nice long spine, a nice long neck. If you are doing neck rolls, going the same number to each side. And then pausing. And then coming up onto your knees. Take your hands to your hips, tap out the toes. And then step forward with your right foot. Tuck the left toes back under, and then stand up. And then step back with the left foot. Put the left knee back down on the ground. Untuck those left toes and step back with that right knee. Now switch legs. So left leg comes up, right toes tuck, and then stand up. And reverse it. So right knee, right leg steps back, toes tuck, knee comes down, and then the left knee comes down. So keep that pattern in mind. We'll alternate side to side. We'll do 5 to each side. Try not to use your hands on the ground. Really lift up nice and tall. And away we go. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10. Last one, and 10. Coming all the way up to standing at the front of your mat. Take a nice big deep breath in and give yourself a nice standing forward fold here. So wherever that might be for you today, bending the knees, straightening them. Take a nice big deep breath in, bend the knees. Allow your chest and belly to come to the tops of your legs. And then as you exhale, allow the sit bones to move up, but don't allow that belly to leave the tops of the legs. Head tucks down, and then just shaking the head a little bit. And then slowly curling on up. Lift the arms, lift the gaze, and exhale. Hands come down. Do one sun salutation today just to even out the body. So moving through really nice and slow. Reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Finding your way into a nice flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back with the right, back with the left. Elbows draw in towards the side. Lower down. Point the toes back. Come into a nice gentle cobra. Exhale, tuck, push up and back, coming into downward dog. So where feels comfortable for you? And then take a big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. And one more big deep breath in. And this time, as you exhale, jump, walk, step, crawl the feet towards the hands. Exhale, inhale, coming on up, lift the arms, the gaze, exhale, hands come down. And just shifting your weight over to the right side, allowing the left toes to come to the ground, and just make some circles with that left ankle. And then pause and bring some movement into the hip, drawing the knee out, in, out, in. And then notice, where is that movement coming from? Are you doing more of a dance move where everything kind of follows that knee? Or can you keep that movement in that hip and really just go in and out? If you feel like it's a day where balance is good, toes come to the ankles and in and out through the hip. And then could you maybe add some hip circles in? Again, if you have a wall, a couch, or anything you need for balance, don't be afraid to grab it, and then switch directions. And then put that foot down, and shake it out a bit, and then turn your focus over to the other side. So shifting the weight into the left foot, and bending that right knee, and bringing some circles into that right ankle. And notice the difference from side to side. Balance from side to side can be really different day to day, minute to minute. So just noticing where you are at today, and then switch directions if you haven't already. And again, allowing those circles to stop, bringing some opening and closing action to that hip, just warming it up a bit. Toes can stay on the ground, or maybe your toes can come to just above the ankle, opening up, closing, and again, watching that you're not doing a full twist. Just keep that movement right in the hip, adding some circles in. And then going the other way. And then pause that movement, take that leg down, and just shake it out. Taking your hands back to your hips, shift your weight over to the other side now. So drawing that right knee up, and then take it out to the side. In, up, in, up. Now holding that knee straight out in front of you, keep the knee bent with the foot facing the floor. Stay in that balanced position. Both arms come up. Knee goes out to the side, your right elbow, and you bend with a slight crunch, drawing that knee up, elbow down, and then come back to the center. And this time, twisting. I'm going to pivot to show you guys. Twisting towards that front leg. Elbow comes down, it's a slight crunch. Knee also comes up. So it's not just a whole drop down, this awkward movement. Still length, but a slight bend. Come back to the center. Knee draws out to the side. It's a light crunch to the side. Come back to center. It's a twist and a crunch, okay? So keep going. Out, down, center, crunch. Open, out. And just keep breathing and moving. An exhalation takes you into the front. An inhalation draws you back up. And if you're me, your balance is not happening today. Come back up, out to the side, up. We'll do 2 more. Back, down, up, back. Last one, down, up, twist, up, back to the center. Push that foot down as you drop back down to the ground. Lift up those arms. Exhale, forward fold. Give those hips a nice break here. Inhale, come all the way up. All right, switching sides, being happy we only have 2 sides. Stretch those arms up. That left knee this time, or that right knee this time comes up, or the side you didn't just do. Lift up nice and tall. And then again, knee goes out to the side. Left or right elbow bends to come to the right knee. Inhale, come back up. Bring it into center. And then it's that cross action. Inhale up. Exhale. And switch. Noticing the difference from side to side. And again, not holding that breath. And we'll do 2 more. And 1, 2. Back to center. Press that foot down, down, down. Reach up through those arms. Exhale. Forward fold. And this time as you come into your forward fold, just shake from side to side, really relaxing that low back. Coming up. Lift your arms. Lift your gaze and interlace the hands and then press the palms up towards the ceiling. And then as you release, press out through the palms. Allow the hands to come back and down. And then just take your hands to your hips. Making sure that you have a little bit of space out to the side, each of your sides. Bend the knees and then jump the feet out. Maybe it's a step the feet out kind of day, but if you can, jump the feet out and then jump them back in. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And a couple more times. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Step forward with that front foot and then drop straight down. Come back up and drop down. And drop down. And we'll do 2 more. 1, 2. Step back. Now coming so your feet are about foot length apart. Sit straight back into a squat. Up. Squat. 2, 3, 4. Now, shifting your weight over to the left side, could you pick up that right foot and place it across the left knee? Lift up nice and tall, or it doesn't matter what side you're on, just one leg, we'll do both. And then sit down and come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come back up, step that leg out, and then drop back down into that squat. Coming up. We'll do that 2 more times. Down. And 1 more time. Up. Hands come back to the hips if they've wandered down or away. And we'll repeat that whole sequence on the other side. So jump out, come back in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Good job. Breathing. Again, you can always do step outs if that feels better for you, but this is really good for the whole system. Gets that Kundalini energy moving. And then pause. And then step forward with the other foot. And then drop down. Come back up. Drop down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Two more. 1 and 2. Step back and coming into that two-legged squat. So drop down. Come up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Lifting through the top of the head. Really sending those sit bones back. Lift up through the chest. 2 more. 1, 2. Then shift your weight over to that right side. Left foot comes up and across to that right knee. Drop down into that figure 4 squat. Come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come up, uncross the legs, shake everything out. And we'll do that sequence 1 more time on each side. We'll do 8 of each of the things, and I'll count it out and tell you when we're going to switch. And if you need to leave anything out, by all means, modify however it is you see fit, but I'm not going to give too many modifications this time around. Okay, hands come to your hips. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jump in, step forward with the right foot, and into that lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, step back into 8 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shift your weight to the left. Right ankle comes to left knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Coming back up, uncross, and straight into the outs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And step forward this time with the left foot. Coming into those lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Step back. 8 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Shift your weight over to the right. Left ankle comes to the right knee. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Down. Come back up. Uncross. This time, step back with the right foot into a nice wide step back. Drop the right knee down to the ground and allow the toes to point back. If you need something for underneath your knee, you may want to grab it. Otherwise, waddle that left foot a little bit further forward. Take a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, draw that left knee back and that right hip forward. And then think dropping straight down. So not coming forward, but dropping down through the back leg, straight through the groin. And then again, find that action. Left hip back, right hip forward. Maybe you could take your arms all the way up. And as you exhale, coming into a gentle back bend. You can also do this with your hands on the low back. Breathe. Find where it feels good for you. Coming up out of the back bend. Hands come to the inside of the leg. And now take a breath in, send the chest forward, and as you exhale, draw that right hip back, or the right hip forward, left hip back, sorry guys, and then drop straight down through the groin. Maybe your elbows come to the ground. And hold for a second. Try not to allow that left knee to drop out to the side. Try to keep that leg engaged as you draw the inner thigh towards the shoulder. Walking those hands back up if they're on the ground. And then stepping your hands to either side of that front left foot. Tucking those right toes back. Straightening that leg, press up. Press into the hands and step that left foot back. Knees come down, toes point back, coming into child's pose. Give yourself a nice break here. So give yourself some circles with the wrists. Yeah. Breathing. And being really happy we only have two sides. So curling up from child's pose, tuck those toes under, coming up into a squat and all the way up into standing. This time, stepping forward on your mat, step forward with the right foot, so the left leg is the leg that's back. Wonderful. Or the side that you didn't just do. Lift up nice and tall. As you exhale, it's bending that left knee so it comes down to the ground, pointing those toes back, and then just take a second here to readjust those feet. So a wider base is a little bit more of a stable base. Yeah. Breathing. So you may need to wiggle that front right foot out towards the right a little bit. Just play with it. And again, if you had something underneath your other knee, you might want to switch it over. So think left hip forward, right hip back, or front hip back, back hip forward. Lifting up nice and tall through the top of the head, and as you exhale, dropping straight down through the groin. Arms come out to the side, inhale, lift those arms up. Exhale, coming into your back bend. And again, remembering that if you need to have those hands on the low back, that's absolutely fine as well. Breathe here. And not letting those legs go, keeping that action going through the hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands come down to the inside of that right leg this time. And then maybe you can wiggle that left knee back a bit. And then find those actions again, drawing that left hip forward, right hip back, sending the chest forward, lifting up. And then maybe it's a day where you can come down to the elbows, and maybe it's different from side to side. And then watch what's happening through that right knee. Try not to allow it to drop out to the side. Draw it in. And then walk your hands back up. If your elbows were on the ground. And then take your hands to either side of that front foot. And then tuck those toes of the left foot back and under. And step back this time to downward dog if you can. And remember, child's pose is always an option. Once you get to downward dog, if you are choosing downward dog, give yourself a nice walking dog. So bending and straightening the legs one at a time. And then pressing equally through the heels. From here, finding your way into a plank position. So whether you're in child's pose or in downward dog, if you are in downward dog, just allow the hips to come down. So now the head, all the way from the top of the head down to your low back is in a straight line. Actually, it's all the way down to your heels. Okay. Press into the hands and breathe here. A nice, strong, deep breath in. A nice, strong, deep breath out. Pressing through the heels. Think about squeezing those inner thighs together. And then drop the knees down, toes point back, coming into child's pose. We're only going to do one more plank after this today, so if you are feeling like you need to leave it out, you absolutely can and just hang out in downward dog or child's pose for a minute. Or if you're feeling like you want to do it again, you can do what we just did. Otherwise, we're going to add some movement. So coming back up, Start in tabletop, step your legs back into that plank position. Wrist, elbows, shoulders are in line, lengthening through the top of the head. This time, could you step out with your right foot, out with your left foot, coming into a nice wide V, and then step those legs back together. Out, out, in, out, out, in. And if you're feeling exuberant this morning, maybe it's a jump out and a jump in. So you decide, and we'll hold for a few more breaths here. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing. And 3, 2, 1. Hold your plank still. Press up, press back through the heels. Toes drop down, or knees drop down, toes point back. Elbows bend as you let yourself come down onto your belly. One hand stacks on top of the other. Your forehead can come down to your hands. I'm not going to do that because you will not be able to hear me. And then just bend the knees and allow the feet to drop from side to side. All right, legs come back down. Feet stay on the ground. Hands come right underneath your shoulders. And then forehead, nose, chin, lengthening. Lift the head and the chest off the ground, coming into a gentle cobra. So tap your fingertips. And then could you lift one arm straight out to the side? Lift the other arm straight out towards the side. And then draw your arms forward. So notice my fingers aren't touching, they're just forward. And then bend the elbows and draw them back. We did this one seated. So see how it feels different here. Arms extend forward, elbows bend as the shoulder blades move together and the chest comes up. Keeping the feet firmly planted on the ground. One more time, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Stretch the arms out. This time one hand stacks on top of the other. See if you can do it the opposite way you did the first time. And then forehead comes down and you decide, do feet pigeon toe together or do knees bend? And you drop the feet from side to side. All right, do this 2 more times. So if you want to just hold the cobra, you absolutely can, or just have still arms out to the side, that's fine. Otherwise, inhale, lengthening through the top of the head, lengthening up through the chest. Arms start out in a T position and they move forward. And exhalation draws the elbows back together. Straighten the arms back. And we'll do 5. So that's about 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten the arm. One hand down on top of the other. Lower down. Let that back relax however it is you need to let it relax. We'll do this one last time. Knowing that you can leave anything out at any point if you need to. Allowing those toes to come back down. Hands come underneath the shoulders. And again, lifting up. Forehead, nose, chin, chest, lengthening. Arms come out. Take a breath in. They come forward. Exhale. Elbows bend and draw together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for a second. Lift up a little higher. And then exhale, slowly lower down, dropping the forehead down into the hands, knees bend, and just gently drop them side to side. And then allow the legs to come back down, rolling over to your right side. So your left hand should be on top. Take that left arm and place it right in front of the chest. Knees can bend slightly. Yeah. And the foot soles will face straight back behind you. Now take that right arm and help yourself up and take that right arm and just place it across the belly. So you're kind of in this awkward mermaid position. Help yourself up. And now start to lower yourself down and then readjust that front arm, that top arm. So it is just slightly down from the shoulder, or when you press up, it feels relatively easy and that you aren't creating a pinching feeling in the elbow or in the shoulder. So just play with that position of that front arm a couple times. Don't get too rowdy because we are going to do 10 side push-ups here, okay? So take a nice big deep breath in, and then on your next exhalation, press into the hand, lift the torso off the ground using that front arm. Then lower it back down, not all the way, and then come back up. And then down, up, down, up. And again, I'm counting to 10. You might do 3 or 4. You might do none, and that's totally fine too. And 6, I think. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And lower down. And then you can roll onto your back, bring the knees into your chest, and just rock from side to side, giving your back a break here. And then slowly roll onto your other side. I'm gonna just flip around so you can still see me. You don't have to do anything quite so fancy. And then take that bottom arm again and place it across the belly, and then take that front arm and just put it in just slightly down from your top shoulder. So you're creating a bit, not quite a right angle, but just slightly less. Wrists turn so your fingertips are facing towards your head. All right, set those legs up. Everybody ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Come down, roll onto your back this time. Bring those knees up and towards the chest, and then really rock from side to side. Placing the foot soles down on the ground, keeping the knees bent. Arms come straight up, grabbing the elbows, creating that box shape, and then dropping the knees to the right and the gaze to the left. And then come back up to center. And then just keep alternating side to side a couple times, allowing the shoulders and the low back to relax. And then coming back to center, taking your hands down to the ground, tucking that tailbone under, tucking the chin slightly towards the chest. Press into the feet, press into the hands as you allow the low back to flatten against the ground. And then pressing up into a gentle hip lift. Draw the shoulders down out of the ears. And as you exhale, lowering down, and we'll press up 2 more times. An inhalation takes you up. Exhalation takes you down. Last one, pressing up. And lowering down. Taking your hands and crossing them, or interlacing your fingers, and taking your hands behind your head so your elbows are drawing out to the side. Take a nice big deep breath in here, press into your feet, and as you exhale, think about lifting the whole chest up towards the ceiling as your head and upper back and shoulders come off the ground. So it's not a crunch forward, it's a lift straight up, lower down. And exhale, again, come straight up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Following your breath, a few more times. And as you move through this action, think about what's happening through the elbows and through the shoulders. Can you move the shoulders down the back towards the top of your hip and the elbows out to either side of the room? Breathe. And could you go a little faster? Really pressing into those feet, not allowing those knees to drop out to the side. Watching what's happening through that chin. Take a breath in. And exhale, lower down. Elbows move out to the side. Drawing the knees up towards the chest. Wrap the hands around the shins. And then just gently rock from side to side. Arms come into a T position with the palms facing up or down. It doesn't matter. Just find where it feels most comfortable for your shoulders. Stretch the legs straight up. And then just wiggle the toes a bit and shake the legs out. And then press to the heels. And then cross the right ankle in front of the left. And then switch the left in front of right. And keep switching. And then slowly start to lower the legs down towards the ground. Only lowering the legs as far down as it feels comfortable for your low back. So as soon as you feel like an arch happening, pause and bring the legs back up. So one more time, lowering those legs down, crossing as you lower, and then come back up. And last one this time, when you get down, you can leave the legs all the way down. And let them rest, and then just shake them out. And then draw the right knee in towards the chest, taking the left hand to that right knee, and just drawing that knee across the body, allowing that low back to relax. The shoulders might stay on the floor, they might not. Just noticing. Coming back to center. Straighten that leg out, switching sides. Left knee in, right hand to left knee, and drawing over. Inhale, coming back to the center, and lowering everything down to the ground. And take a nice big deep breath in. Allow the hands to come down at your sides, and just tighten every muscle in your body as tight as you possibly can. Exhale, relax. One more time. Inhale, tighten everything. Exhale, relax. Allow the eyes to close. Take a nice full deep breath in and a long letting go exhalation. Feeling the body completely supported by the ground beneath you. The breath is calm and easy in the body. The mind is still and quiet. Allowing gentle movement to return to the body. Finding your way up into a nice, comfortable seated position. Bringing those hands together at heart center. Being grateful for this time that you've given yourself this morning. Thank you guys for sharing your morning with me. And I hope you really enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.